Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. In this video I want to talk to you about honesty. Now I want to start off with telling you a story. I don't usually tell stories about when it's concerned me sleeping with women, because it's something that I've never enjoyed to do. Can't stand bragging, can't stand storytelling. But sometimes you have to break the rules to stress a point, and it will make sense about honesty. So if you've been following me for a while, as you know, massive change of lifestyle and direction. Well, when I think about it, it's not massive change, but the subtle change, maybe it's giving the illusion it's a massive change. So I think it's been about a year now, close to a year, since I've had sex or picked any women up or slept with any women from any place. So I want to talk about the last girl that I picked up from the street. I'm not going to give her information away out of respect. And I slept with her, and I'm going to explain how I felt and sort of the realisation I got from it. So interestingly enough, when was this? Was this when I got back from, just trying to think, when I got back from Prague with Junior, Poland? I can't remember. No, I think it was before, sorry. Anyway, I was starting to come into this realisation, because as you know, I've been going out for quite a few years, sleeping with women. I was also teaching men how to do it as well. Started to, especially after I broke up with long-term girlfriends, cheating on them, started to get this realisation that I wasn't enjoying it no more. I really started to, I wouldn't even say, sorry, I can't relax today, I'm fidgety. I wouldn't say, it wasn't boredom. It just didn't do anything for me no more. I've seen myself mature through it, to be able to see through what I perceived to be the bullshit and the way I was bullshitting myself and how I was letting myself down. And people say things like, "Ah, come on Johnny, it's not honest, because when you went up on the street you were honest about what you wanted, you did tell her, and you slept with her." Well, that's still not honest, because I'm going to explain why. If I can get this camera right, I'm going to explain why it isn't honest, and I'm going to break down, because people got many ideas about honesty and integrity and congruency and all the rest of it, and self-respect. Sorry, I just can't get this camera right, it's annoying me. Is it? There we go. I'm not being vain, don't worry, I'm not being flash. Alright, so basically, here's my point. I got to a stage where I realised that I was going out sleeping with women because I was quite insecure. Or at least there was a part of me that was insecure, and I kept feeding that part, and I didn't enjoy it. I'd lost all sense of the whole meaning of going out connecting with women and having a relationship with a woman from when I first started, when I was naive and shy and innocent. And I preferred that then. I preferred that, because at least I was myself, at least I was coming from the right place. But obviously, like most men, starting very insecure, having something to prove, believing in the hype, believing that this is what identifies you as a man. Sleeping with women, I'm trying to get the words, sleeping with women means that you're alpha male. And it's kind of ridiculous, because I already knew when I was a young kid in the playground I was an alpha male. I don't mean that to be arrogant, but I knew I was an alpha male. I knew because of my father. My dad was naturally an alpha male man, but that doesn't mean an alpha male man can't be insecure, because I was an insecure alpha male, because I was bullied and I was always fighting with people, and I had real difficulties trusting people, men or women, didn't really matter too much, and I was conflicted with what is manly and what is not. And of course sometimes I went completely to the extreme of being a bully and hurting people and then feeling bad, and sometimes I went to the other extreme of being a people pleaser and not putting my foot down when I should do in the right way, verbally, and not doing it with violence. So I was very confused about what it was to be a man, and what it was to be honest, and what it was to be dishonest. But deep down I always knew the balance. As I said, if it doesn't feel right, usually it's not right. If it feels right, it is right. So anyway, I had to give it some think. It's very difficult to let that identity go, especially when I've got thousands of followers, millions of views on the YouTube channel. I've invested a decade's worth, 10 years of my life doing this, and of course when I started, I'm not going to deny I did enjoy it. I did enjoy all the adventures of it. But you know, it was I knew it wasn't right. I knew this is something that you can't keep doing before eventually you're going to break down. You're going to break down literally, you're going to have a nervous breakdown, or you're just going to become a very, very dishonest person. You're going to become very manipulative, and eventually you're not going to be able to trust anyone. Because clearly you don't trust yourself, you don't trust yourself in a relationship. And you're going to meet women exactly the same, and that's what happened. So this was a beautiful, lovely young woman of 25. I'm not blaming her, it's not her problem. I'm coming down Covent Garden, and I wasn't out looking around to meet women, pick them up and take them home and sleep with them. I can't remember what I was doing. I think I'd finished teaching actually, or eating food, I cannot remember. As she was coming down the road, it was really natural, because she just looked at me and smiled. And as she smiled, I turned and I think I initiated, I said something. I think I said, "How comes you looked at me? Did you find me handsome?" Something cocky, something playful, something, and I was just being humorous. And we had a nice chat, and then we went for a coffee. You guys call it an instant date. I don't call it that. I just call, going for a coffee with a woman. So when we sat down, I remember feeling a bit nervous. I remember feeling a bit awkward. I could see that she was awkward. I remember the reason I felt nervous is not because I was nervous, because I was going through contemplation about whether this is right or not. So it wasn't really nervousness because I was socially inept or socially anxious. It's kind of the opposite. But in a sense it did make me anxious, because part of me is going, am I going to sleep with her? Is it right? Is it wrong? Do I really like her? Do I not? And she was very attractive. But I have to be brutally honest with myself. And it's nice to say it out loud. I was not attracted to her. Does that make sense? So you can look at someone, a woman, and you can think, oh, she's really attractive. But sometimes if you're being honest, you could think, I'd like to have sex with her, but I wouldn't want to have a relationship with her, because it doesn't feel right for me. Women are the same. Women look at men and say, he's handsome, I'd like to have a night of fun with him, or he wouldn't make a boyfriend, or he's average looking, but I really like him, he's a good man, I'd like to have a long-term relationship. So if we're being honest, we all do that. But I've always used my feeling, and when I sat and spoke to her, she was a nice person, an artist, but she wasn't staying here, she was leaving in 2 days. So I knew to myself, I said to myself internally, Johnny, what's the point? What's the point of feeling a connection with a woman who's going to leave in 2 days? You're never going to see her again. Unless you follow her up over Skype, go see her in her country, she comes over. But the likelihood is I didn't feel right doing that. So of course, because of ego, because of parts of insecurity, because of wanting to keep up my identity and wanting me to believe in this and believe it's real, we met the next time, and I didn't enjoy the date. I didn't enjoy the date of her. We didn't connect. We were different, and that's okay. That doesn't make her bad on me. She was a very lovely person, but I can't even judge her. What can I say? Because I was doing the same. She's going around and she's sleeping with different men when she travels. She told me this, and I knew it. I could sense it. But I'm doing the same. So how can I judge a woman who's doing the same? I'm attracting what I am. I attracted a woman who was confused about her, ideas and what she's doing. And not honest. She wasn't congruent. I could tell when I sat with her. She was anxious, but that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, I'm owning this, because I remember I told you we attract what we are. So be careful what you become. So the date was, she was nervous, she was awkward, and I was comfortable. She's a bit younger than me, 25, and but I just I said, do you want to come back to my place? This is in the hostel. This is in the other room I was staying. I'm staying and I'll come back. She says, yeah, sure. I thought, deep down I thought, it's too easy. I wouldn't want my wife to be like that. I want my wife to have self-respect and integrity. She doesn't even know me. She met me second time off the street, and she's coming home with me to sleep with me. I know this sounds, please, I'm sorry if this sounds hypocritical and I'm contradicting, because I've been a cheat for many years doing this. But there was a part of me that felt, it's not really right. It's not the type of woman I want to get involved with. I want a woman that would actually say no, or say, no, I'm not going to have sex with you till we get to know each other. I know this sounds Mr. Nice Guy, but this is being the strong man, listen up. So when we went back to my place, I didn't even want to do it. I didn't feel like it. And I kind of it was just forced each other. And I had sex with her, and okay, you enjoy it a little bit, because you're enjoying actual sex. The same way, not to be graphic, you can enjoy having a wank. Doesn't have to be a person there. But there was no real like proper emotional connection. I honestly felt she doesn't give a shit about me. She doesn't care about me, and I don't care about her. And I felt bad to feel that, but that's being honest. That's because we weren't meant to sleep with each other. Maybe we just meant to have a conversation in the street and continue. That would have been getting the result. That's honesty, congruency. You see my point? And I knew this, but I knew so many other men like myself are frightened to go right down to the truth and to actually be honest with how they feel. Now, having said that, if we really felt for each other and it was the start of a relationship, the sex would have been great, because then I would have wanted to see her more. We could have developed something, had a relationship, or at least given it a chance. But I just felt used. I felt like a slut, if that's even possible. I felt dirty after. So when it finished, she got up, and I said bye, and I never seen her again. Why? What do I need to prove? And that was the last time. That's when I thought, I'm jacking this in. Don't need to do this no more. I'm already confident. I don't need to be approved by women. I don't need to be approved by men. I don't need to be approved by anyone watching my YouTube. I'm already approved. I'm already a confident man who knows who he is. It doesn't mean that I stop pursuing women. I fucking love women. Why do you think I'm single? I can't wait to meet the right woman. I've got self-respect, self-control. If a man doesn't have self-respect, self-control, and he can't trust himself, and he's got no integrity, he's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing. And I always knew this when I was going out doing the pickup stuff, but I ignored it. You just block it to the side. And some of the common statements I hear men making, especially my students and guys that are in the community and myself, I'm not going to settle down yet. I haven't got enough experience. How much experience do you need to develop yourself? Experience of women has got nothing to do with you getting confident. When I actually gave it some thought, there are so many ways a man can get confident other than sleeping with women. It's a cop-out, it's insecurity, it's a byproduct of a societal or society's marketing to make you feel insecure. And that's why my marketing is not about making people insecure. It's about making men feel beautiful, making men feel good about themselves, building self-esteem, and teaching men how to live with integrity. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't go out and you can't speak to a woman in the street, or you can't speak to her in the bar, or you can't have a date. I never said that. I'm a dating and life coach. I'm going to help you guys to do that. As a matter of fact, after this video, I'm going to take a walk down central London. I'm going to be sociable and I'm going to speak to some women on the street. But I won't be throwing my integrity out the window. I won't be sleeping with women for the sake of it. I want to build a proper connection. I want to find a girlfriend. I want to find a woman. I want to find a wife to support me on my vision. Now, if you don't want a girlfriend and you don't want that, then obviously you be honest. You be honest about it. But I wasn't honest with the woman, and she wasn't honest with me, because I should have just said to her, this doesn't feel right for me. I think we should just be mates, because you're going to go away in a couple of days and I just don't want to have casual sex. Quite frankly, I'm sorry my language, but I can just have a wank and get the same pleasure, because she's going to go in 2 days and there's not much of a connection with her anyway. Even though I did enjoy her company, but I could enjoy company with a friend, and no homo. I can enjoy company with myself. That's congruency, that's living with honesty. When you're living like that, you're rock solid. You don't need approval from people. You don't get these dirty feelings. You don't get massive amounts of social anxiety, because you know who you are and you're being true to yourself. You don't have to get all spiritual about it. We don't have to go overboard. It's just living with honesty. It's what I was taught when I was a young man from my nan, my mum, going to school, religion. But somewhere down the line we lose touch with it, and we forget about it, and we get so caught up in what I should be doing. But what you should be doing is never really the right thing to do. I keep saying it. It makes no difference to me. No difference to me how many women you're sleeping with right now. What my purpose of the channel is for you to build a kingdom within, for you to feel good in yourself. And that, I know that was my goal. I'll tell you my goal, and I know it's your goal because I'm psychic. My goal was to get more socially relaxed with people, regardless of women, to become confident in myself and find an attractive girlfriend and be able to feel attractive to women and everyone. But of course I realised in chasing loads of women and looking for that, they could never give me that. I had to go and find it out for myself. And how did I do it? I had to work on my integrity, because I had no integrity whatsoever. I had no self-respect, no personal boundaries in any way. So everything I thought was being an alpha male, it turned up, it spun round, it was a sick joke. But it was it's always nice. I've always been excited about risking being wrong, because I always know in finding out what's wrong, you can put it right. So you can get your integrity right away today. You can get your integrity by stopping watching pornography, by stopping cheating on people, whether it's friends, family, women, small subtle things, just changing the way you think. Now, I know how difficult it is on the flip side. I know it's hard when you're single and you feel lonely and you feel that you're never going to get a woman and other men are getting women, but relax, there's no rush. There's no rush. Another day is not going to make a difference. Or it's actually, if you spend time and you do work on your internal, I'm trying to get the word right, sorry. If you work on your honesty, women are going to find you attractive anyway, like everywhere I go. And I just want to stress a point, because people do need to see, you need to know this works. Everywhere I go, women react mental towards me, and I don't even do anything. I just talk the way I'm talking now. There's no manipulation, there's no tricks. And I knew this when I started. I knew it from when I was knocking around with Floyd, because that's how Floyd was. He didn't use tricks. Okay, me and Floyd wasn't entirely ethical later on, but he just loved speaking to people, and he naturally attracted women, and that's what I've always been able to do. But obviously I went overboard and I stopped naturally attracting them. I stopped following my integrity, and I made lots of mistakes, guys. So believe you me, it's not easy doing this video, because a voice keeps coming up saying you're a fucking hypocrite. But what am I a hypocrite about? Because I'm telling everyone about my mistakes, and I'm telling you about how I put it right. So from my most brutal, horrific mistakes, I've got the essence of self-love and the essence of enjoying my life and connecting with people. And I'm not, you know, as I said, I'm going to go out and speak to some women, but I just enjoy talking to them. I don't have to sleep with every woman. If you've got to sleep with every woman you speak to, you've got problems. I had problems. I don't have problems anymore. I've got lesser problems. So if you have to sleep with every woman you speak to, you're becoming a very dishonest person. Isn't normal. So I'll let you think about that. And as I said, the adjustments are, you live with integrity. And when you, how can I explain it? There's nothing you need to get that you don't already have that women are going to want. Your integrity makes you attractive. I'm telling you, if you live with integrity, you'll literally change shape, you'll change how you look. Everything will look different. Why do you think I look much better now? Because I've got integrity. If you look at my old videos, you can kind of see, I'm struggling. But I'm glad you can see the old struggle, so you can see, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's gone through this process, he learned, and you don't have to go through. You'd be stupid to go through 10 years of dishonesty. If I'm telling you right now, you can stop it right now. Become more attractive. I guarantee you, you're going to meet an amazing woman. Or every time you meet a woman, you're going to have a great connection. Good connection with a woman doesn't mean shagging every woman. Sometimes sleeping with a woman means bad connection. Like my report on the last girl I slept with. Very bad connection, but I got laid. For what? To tell men? It's so silly. It's boys' club. If you want to be in the man's club, have integrity, and you'll develop this social confidence, and women will recognise it in a heartbeat. And I don't believe in fake it till you make it, because the problem is with fake it till you make it, what you're doing is, let's get to the point, you're saying I'm not good enough and I'm going to fake it and give the illusion so other people think I'm good enough and make them pretend. But who'd you sleep with at night? You're with yourself for 24 hours. So the problem with fake it till you make it is you never make it, because you know you're a fake. So I'd rather do it the opposite. I'd rather admit and say I don't have it yet, but I'm working on it. I'm honestly working on it. I'll get there soon. So that's something to think about. Alright, pleasure. Enjoy the process, and just share the videos if you feel like it. You don't have to. It's no trouble. Alright, I'll see you guys soon. Pleasure.